When it comes to buying or selling your house, choosing the right real estate professional can be difficult. With all the agents to choose from and all the wonderful companies to consider, how does one pick one with confidence? Well, whether you work with us here at Vincent Real Estate or not, here's 5 things you want to consider when interviewing an agent. Number 1, trust your instincts. Listen to your heart. When you sit down with an agent, if they're saying all the right things, they've got all the right tools, and they work for one of the biggest name companies, but yet it still doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. It's just like finding the right home. When you'll know you found the perfect house the minute you walk into it. And the reason for that is, over the years, you've compiled millions of bits of information in that mental database of yours that helps create your instincts or develop your sense of judgment. So listen to your gut, listen to your heart, listen to your instincts. That first conclusion you come to is probably pretty accurate. And if something doesn't feel right, try another agent. The second thing you want to consider is try to pick an agent that listens. I mean really listens. Listening is an underdeveloped skill. And if you don't believe me, go to any local bookstore, check out the business section and the self-help books, and notice how many books they have written on presentations and on talking, but how few they have on listening. You'd probably be hard-pressed to find even one. So you should have an agent that before they launch into how great they are, how many awards they've won, and how big their company might be, the right agent should ask you the right questions and really listen to your answers. Questions like, what are your intentions? What is your motivation for selling, and what time frame are you considering? On the flip side, these are 3 things that you should have ready for the agent as well, kind of written down somewhere so you can articulate it to them. And I'll say them again. Number 1, what are your intentions? Number 2, what's motivating you to buy or sell? And number 3, what is your time frame for doing this transaction? The third thing to consider when choosing an agent, and it's kind of hard to tell from the get-go, but pick an agent that communicates. I mean, for you, this could be the single largest investment of your life, and you shouldn't go through this transaction always feeling like you're in the dark. If you found your agent through a referral from a friend or family member, which most people typically do, ask them about their experience with their agent. Ask them, say, how often did you hear from them? Because the first thing you should do is convey to your agent what communication, good communication, looks like and how you prefer to be communicated with. Now, I'm not saying that when it comes down to an agent, you should be able to get a hold of them at 2 in the morning, or that if they're a good agent, they probably won't be available to pick up the phone every time you call, because sometimes they are busy. But a good agent should be fluent in leaving effective voicemails, emailing you, text messaging, and being able to return calls in a pretty prompt fashion. Now, the next thing you should consider, the 4th point, is to pick an agent with a team. Now, I'm not talking about a real estate professional that has a team of buyer's agents. You know, that's a situation where the top producing agent comes in, they sell you, they get you to sign the contract, and then you're shuffled off to Joe Rookie who does their dirty work, never to hear from that top producing agent ever again. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is that when it comes to a real estate transaction, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to get the job done. So we work very hard here at Vincent Real Estate to develop a network and relationships with some of the area's top real estate professionals. I'm talking about attorneys, mortgage professionals, financial planners, home inspectors, insurance agents, just to name a few. Because when it comes to real estate, sometimes you feel like you're going into the heat of battle. And to know you're going in with some of the best professionals around, you know you're going to get the job done. And even sometimes between us, the conversations get pretty heated, but at the end of the day, we're all professionals, and the client always comes first. That's the number 1 thing. And the last point, the 5th point, is to realize when you work with an agent, a lot of times people, they'll choose an agent that has a lot of names on their signs all over the area, or they have a lot of ads in the paper. You want to make sure you don't pick an agent that's too big. Now, it makes a tremendous amount of sense to choose an agent that has success and that's very good at what they do in terms of experience. But picking one that's too big could be detrimental. Because again, for you, it's the single largest investment of your life possibly, and you probably want and deserve one-on-one attention. You don't deserve to be someone's notch in their belt on their way to becoming top super platinum agent of the year. So you have to choose. Are you going to get the number 1 and one-on-one professional service that you deserve? Or are you going to get thrown on the heap with all the other numbers and statistics that agent uses basically to get a good name for themselves? So that's something you want to consider as well. We work very hard here to try to take on only as much business as we can handle. Now again, like you, like everyone else, we're all trying to make a good living. So my peers and colleagues, I'm sure, will critique that last comment. But the reality is, if I'm not careful and I take on more business than I can handle, my customer service is going to suffer, then my reputation will suffer, and of course, not very long after that, my income will suffer. So trust me, here at J. Vincent Real Estate, we work very hard to listen to the needs of our clients, to communicate with them on a regular basis, to network and develop relationships with some of the brightest people in the area in terms of real estate professionals, and at the same time, make sure that we're motivated, aggressive, and honest with our clients. So we thank you for considering us, and we hope that you choose us, and if you do, I assure you we won't let you down. So when it comes to buying or selling a home, enjoy the adventure.